In this video, we're going to expand three brackets, and the key here is to just multiply two brackets at a time. So we could either multiply the first bracket by the second bracket, and then multiply that result by the third bracket, or we could do the second bracket multiplied by the third bracket and times that result by the first bracket. And I prefer that option. So I'm going to multiply the second and the third bracket. So let's do that. I'm going to leave the 3x minus 2 as it is. And I'm going to leave a big empty bracket to put the expansion of the second and the third bracket in. So remember how we multiply out two brackets? We do each term in the first bracket multiplied by each in the second. So I'm going to do this 2x first, multiplied by each term in the second bracket. So the 2x times 4x and the 2x times the plus 3. So 2x times 4x, or 2 times 4 is 8, and x times x is x squared. Then we're going to do the 2x times the plus 3, which is plus 6x. And now I'm going to do this minus 5 multiplied by each term in the second bracket. So the minus 5 times 4x and minus 5 times plus 3. Minus 5 times 4x is minus 20x, and minus 5 times plus 3 is minus 15. Now I'm just going to tidy up that second bracket by collecting like terms. Now, we've only got a single x squared term here, the 8x squared. There's no other x squared terms. I'm going to leave that as it is. But we've got a few x terms without a power. So we've got plus 6 lots of x minus 20 lots of x, which is minus 14 lots of x. And then we've also got that minus 15 there. So we've expanded and simplified the second times the third bracket. Now, we've got two brackets left, and we just multiply them out in the same way. So we're going to do each term in the first bracket multiplied by each term in the second. So we're going to do the 3x multiplied by each term in the second bracket. So 3x times 8x squared, 3x times minus 14x, and 3x times minus 15. 3x times 8x squared, well, 3 times 8 is 24, and x times x squared is x cubed. Now we're going to do 3x times minus 14x. Well, 3 times minus 14 is negative 42. And we've got an x squared because it's x times x. And then 3x times negative 15 is going to be negative 45x. Now we're going to do this second term in the first bracket multiplied by each term in the second. So minus 2 times 8x squared, minus 2 times minus 14x, and minus 2 times minus 15. Now minus 2 times 8x squared, negative times positive is negative, so it's going to be negative 16x squared. Minus 2 times minus 14x is going to be positive because it's negative times negative. So you get positive 28x. And then finally, negative 2 times negative 15. Again, negative times negative is positive, so it's going to be plus 30. And now I just need to collect like terms to tidy up. I've only got one x cubed term, so that's just 24x cubed. What x squared terms do we have? I've got minus 42 lots of x squared, minus 16 lots of x squared, and that's minus 58 lots of x squared. What about x terms? I've got minus 45 lots of x plus 28 lots of x, and that's minus 17 lots of x. And then finally, we've got this little constant term at the end, the term without any variables in it, just minding its own business. So we put that on the end. And that is the final expanded and simplified expression.